Hey guys, what's happening? Jimmy. So this is something that happened on Saturday morning. I believe it was Saturday morning or Sunday morning. It was Saturday morning. Sorry about that. Okay, so here's what happened. I get up in the morning and I see a text from my brother back in Jersey, and he tells me, "Hey, mom fell down the stairs last night. Yada yada yada. She's okay." So I tried calling, I couldn't get through. So then my brother called me back and he was like, "Hey, look, she's okay, and she's a little bit banged up. She's more upset with herself more than anything, yada yada yada. But give her a call later on. She just wants to kind of decompress a little bit and just relax because she was in some pain." So I said, "Cool." And then it was kind of bothering me, and I was drinking my coffee, talking to my wife, and I was like, "You know what, babe? I'm just gonna go in the back and I'm gonna pray for my mom's." So I said, I don't want to, because the kids were coming over at 9 o'clock. So this was like 8 o'clock, 8:15. So I was like, "Look, I'm gonna go pray for 15 minutes. I don't want to be disturbed, but I'll be done." So I said, I'll go inside. I set my timer, and I start to pray and meditate for my mom's. What happened? What I experienced was that I was in prayer mode, and then I felt my body kind of like dissolve, almost like into sand, for lack of a better word. It kind of like dissolved into sand, and then whoosh, it went over to my mom's, and then I was in front of my mom's, and I was surrounding her with like my love and my energy. I could feel this as I was meditating. So then at the same time, I noticed there was a lot of other sand there. Like I wasn't the only one there. And then I was like, "What the hell's going on?" And I could tell there was like just tons and tons and tons of this sand floating all around her. And then it took me back, and I was back in my house in New Jersey. And it was like a freaking party. It's almost like all these souls were there in my mother's house back in Jersey. And then I didn't know what was going on, but it was a really great social event, just great people and this and that. But I didn't really know anybody. I didn't know anybody. So then, I was standing in my living room looking into my house. Now my mother's bed right now is like this, but a long, long time ago she used to have it like this, just for the sake of simplicity. That's all I'm going to say. So then I noticed that everything was different in the way things used to be a long time ago. And then throughout all these people, like all these, not like ghosts, but they were kind of like ghosts. Like you can kind of put your hand through them. Amongst all those people was a little girl jumping up and down, bouncing around. And I knew that was my mom's soul. My mom as a little girl. And the reason that it showed me, and then it showed me my mom laying in the bed, like just all pissed off at herself because she can't go anywhere. This all happened at the same time. And then the understanding was that those people were old friends of my mom's who I never even met, people that she's known since she was a little girl. And they were all surrounding her and comforting her. And they were telling me like, "Oh, don't even worry about it. She's fine. Don't even worry. This is nothing." And that was it. And just like that, I stopped worrying. And like it took away all that angst that I had from my mom. Is she okay? Is she okay? Literally, I had that experience, and I knew she wasn't alone. And she was, quite the contrary. She was surrounded by a lot of people. I would say there was easily like 50, 60 people there in those two freaking rooms. It was insane. So that happened. Okay, so then I kind of got out of that meditation. And then I think I drank some water. I took a sip of coffee, and then I started praying again. This was trippy. Now, sometimes when I pray, I'll pray like this, or sometimes I'll pray like this, or like this, or like this. It just depends what what the motivation is, or the intent behind the prayer is. So this one, I was kind of like this, and this is kind of like when I want to receive, etc., etc. So I was sitting there like that, and then I closed my eyes, and then I felt like a light presence in each hand. And then all around me, I felt like I was in a circle of men, and they were like old shamans. And they simply wanted to make me aware of their presence. Okay? And then I no longer felt them touching my hand, and they were just kind of there, and they were kind of feeling me out, if you will. And that's all I could gather. And then I knew that each one was a master in their own field. For example, like one of them is a mathematician, one of them's a doctor, one of them's a neurologist, kind of like that in their own fields. But this was the work we were doing here had nothing to do with their fields, with their professional, with their day jobs. It had everything to do with their higher self being. And I felt that. It told me that. So then they were kind of just feeling me out, seeing like, if I'm a good fit or yada, yada, yada. That's the feeling that I got. And then I almost felt like two people get up and start walking towards me. And then this one kind of just faded away and went that way. And then it was a version of like a young man. And then he came and he sat behind me to my right. And then he was wearing a poncho, like the kinds that the shamans wear, or basically, I don't know if that was like a version of me, but here's what I saw. So then it showed me like a poncho, and it was like almost like a cashmere, like an alabaster type color. It was really nice with really nice brown trim. And I say that because some brown just looks like shit. It's terrible. But this was a really nice brown. And so I remembered that. And then it showed me a picture of the Malecon. We have a place in Mexico and we always go shopping at the Malecon when we go. So then it showed me a picture of the Malecon and kind of like, boom, that's where you need to go. And then I was thinking, what the hell? You're sending me shopping? Like literally, that's the first thing that came to my mind. This doesn't make any sense. And then they said to me, no. What matters is the thing the poncho that's made for you, you're going to find it there. And what happens is it's being made by somebody someplace else. And that person is going to make sure, they're going to set the intention and they're going to make sure that they're going to send it there. And when you go there, you're going to find it. Swear to God, that's what it told me. So I'm going to Mexico like in a week or two. I don't know when we're going to go again. So I kind of got to go check it out. Just for due diligence, I got to go check it out. So if I end up finding one and picking it up, I'll let you know. And then it showed me, I have a friend who's kind of on the same shamanic, he's on a shamanic path, and it was really interesting. So it showed me him, and then it showed me like kind of like a very clear carved out path, and then there was like a big cloud of like just negative energy. And it was showing me that he's on the right path, but he has to get rid of all of his demons first before he can proceed. Because when you become a shaman, it is a place of such inner peace that it doesn't allow for any low vibrational thoughts or energy in any way, shape, or form, because you understand that those thoughts no longer serve you. And so you just don't need them when you're going to enter into that realm of work. So it's important to have a familiarity with darker and negative energies, but you have to leave those in their place. You cannot bring them to the shamanic realm, for lack of a better word. And it showed me that. So I don't really know what that means. I mean, like, I have my own personal definition, maybe like on another level. That young kid represented me, and I was like like on a different level. They were deciding, is this guy is he worth teaching? Is he worth working with? Something along those lines. I spoke to somebody else who's really into that, and he said that when they're working with you, they'll show you things so that you can understand. It's not to be taken literal or literally, but it's just so that I can understand in this realm how things work. Yeah. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye.